Today is the fourth day of the ninth month in the ninth year of Channel Group, October 9, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 현지인 참 부모님께 경배, 바로 let us recite family pledge. Number 1. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation by centering on true love. 2. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. 3. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and realm of the royal family by centering on true love. 4. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. 5. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. 6. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. 7. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect a world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. 8. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges, having entered the era of Channel Group, to achieve the ideal of Heavenly Parent and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven by centering on true love.
Let's join Mrs. Hedilyn Matbagan for the opening prayer.
Good morning, leaders, brothers and sisters. Please join me in our opening prayer. Good morning, Heavenly Parents, victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. We thank you again and praise you, Heavenly Parent, for giving us this new day, a wonderful day. As we gathered again this morning, Hunduke, we ask your divine presence to please be with us for this moment. Please prepare our hearts and our minds as we are going to receive again your words, Heavenly Parent, your precious words, through your instrument today. Our beloved national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halong. Thank you, Heavenly Parent, for making him and his family quickly recovered. And please make them always safe and healthy. Heavenly Parent, we are really grateful because we receive so much grace and blessings from you. Even though we were facing this difficult situation, Heavenly Parent, due to the pandemic, you never failed on protecting us, Heavenly Parent. And also, we were receiving so much love and blessing, especially from our beloved True Mother, who always there guiding us. Heavenly Parent, we pray to all our leaders, brothers and sisters, and to all the people, Heavenly Parent, who were sick, Heavenly Parent, at this time, to please heal them, Heavenly Parent, and give them hope to survive. We pray also, Heavenly Parent, to those who lost their lives, Heavenly Parent, to please accept them in your bosom. We believe that this pandemic will soon come to an end with the cooperation of each and every one of us, Heavenly Parent. We pray that we work and unite together and protect each other during this time, Heavenly Parent. Above all, Heavenly Parent, we pray for the guidance and protection of our beloved True Mother. Please make her always safe and healthy, Heavenly Parent, and give her also a long life so that we can attend her and make her happy, Heavenly Parent, through fulfilling our portion of responsibilities. True Mother already guided us, Heavenly Parent, and also give us direction that our final mission here in the physical world is to really become a Chonbo family's Heavenly Parent. And through becoming or to become registered as Chonbo family's Heavenly Parent, this will become our beloved True Mother will be happy Heavenly Parent. So I pray that we could really work together and unite together, Heavenly Parent, and support our beloved True Mother in this time so that we will make him happy, Heavenly Parent. And also our beloved True Father will also become happy in the spirit world. Thank you, True Mother, for your great love. We will do our best in order that we will make you happy, Heavenly Parent, while you were with us here in the physical world. So together we will move forward for the establishment of Heavenly Parent will here in the physical world. Again, thank you so much, Heavenly Parent, for everything Please be with us from the start of this Hunduke till the end, so that we can truly gain more strength, power, and determination throughout this day. Thank you so much for everything. All this I pray and report in our name. Froilan and Hedelin Matbagan. Bless Central families. Achu.
Let us offer our individual prayer. Drew, let's offer our good morning greetings to our Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning, leaders. Good morning, Dr. and Mrs. Kittel. Good morning, Sir L.A. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Happy morning and welcome to our morning devotion. And please greet the person beside you and say, have a great day. Please be seated to all those who are standing. Okay, to lead us for our morning Hundike reading, may I invite Ma'am Maribeth Dapon.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Good morning, our leaders, our elders, our brothers and sisters. So, our reading for today is taken from Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hak Jahan Moon. Chapter 2, I came into this world as the only begotten daughter. Continuation. Still, the Korean people's 5,000-year history is filled with deep sorrow. Foreign powers constantly marched through Korea, trampling us like wild grass and leaving us stripped like the bare branches of a tree in the coldest of winters. But we never lost our roots. We overcame foreign invasions with wisdom and patience and survived as a nation, and of this we are proud. One cannot help but wonder why God allowed these people to suffer such great hardships. I believe it was to prepare a people to whom he could entrust a great mission. We learn from the Bible that God's chosen people always endure great adversity. On the foundation of Noah, Abraham, and other providential figures, God prepared the people of Israel as the ones to whom he could send the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Facing rejection, God had to allow Jesus to suffer great trials and hardships, and to finally offer his life on the cross. 2,000 years later, God chose the Korean people and entrusted to them his only begotten son and the only begotten daughter, the ones who can receive God's first love. God needed a man and a woman who could endure suffering and rejection while continuing to forgive and love all people, thus revealing God's heart of parental love. So too, God needed a nation capable of enduring suffering for the sake of all nations. God prepared the Korean people for this. Many peoples have suffered and disappeared from history, but the Koreans endured. Thus, God entrusted his people with a noble mission. As a hen embraces her brood, when I was born, earth was groaning with anguish as a battleground in which people shed each other's blood. People dwelled in extreme confusion and darkness and ruthlessly exploited each other. As part of this wretched mosaic, the Korean peninsula suffered indescribable torment under a Japanese occupation that lasted 40 years from the 1905 Ulsa Nung Yak, a protectorate treaty between Korea and Japan, until our liberation in 1945. I was born during that period of oppression. I was born in 1943 in Anju, South Pyongan province of what is now North Korea. At 4:30 a.m. on February 10 of the solar calendar and the 6th day of the first lunar month of that year, I remember clearly the address of my home, 26 Sinuiri, Anju, which has been renamed Chilsongdong in what is now the city of Anju. My home was not far from the center of the village, and the surrounding neighborhood had a very warm and cozy feeling, as if we were chicks cuddled under a mother hen. Unlike thatched roof houses, nearby my house had a tile roof and a big front porch. Behind it rose a small, verdant hill covered with chestnut and pine trees. Beautiful flowers bloomed and colorful leaves fell with the rhythm of the seasons. And I heard every kind of bird singing and chirping together. When spring warmed the earth, yellow forsythias smiled brightly between the fences, and azaleas bloomed red on the hill. A small stream flowed through our village, and except when it froze solid in midwinter, I could always hear the laughing sound of the water. I grew up enjoying the happy sounds of the birds and the stream, as if they were a choir of nature. Even now, thinking of life in my hometown is like struggling into a cozy and heartwarming mother's embrace. This memory brings tears to my eyes. Between our house and the hill, we had a small cornfield. When the corn was ripe, the husk would crack and yellow kernels of corn would appear through the long, silky hair. My mother would boil the ripened corn, put a generous number of cobs in a bamboo basket, and call our neighbors to come and eat. They would come into our house through the gate built from sticks, sit in a circle on our porch, and eat cobs of corn with us. I remember wondering why their faces did not look very bright, even though they were gratefully eating a delicious meal. Thinking about it years later, I realized those people were impoverished due to the severe exploitation of the occupying government. I would squeeze in between the grown-ups and try to eat the kernels off a small cob of corn. But as a small child, I was never successful. Noticing me, my mother would smile gently, break off some yellow kernels from her cob, and put them into my mouth. I remember the sweet corn kernels rolling around in my mouth as if it was yesterday. Adieu.
Drew, let's give hands to our heavenly parents and true parents for that wonderful reading. Thank you also, Ma'am Beth. So to share his 10 points of gratitude, let's hear from our Kuya Bab, Mr. Conrado Babir. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good morning, parents. Good morning, leaders, brothers and sisters around the world, blessed central families. So I want to share my 10 points of gratitude. So number one, I am so grateful and thankful to our beloved heavenly parents and true parents who never forget to give us love, give love to me, life every day, and even extending myself to the community. Second, I am so grateful to my spiritual family, spiritual parent, my assessor Onelio and family, because since the beginning of my spiritual birth, they are there and really guiding me and giving inspiration and even supporting me in the midst of my difficulties. Then third, to all the leaders and mentors that I have encountered internationally and locally, who have given me a lot of experiences. Like the elder said, the best teacher is the experience. So because of that, I learned a lot of things. Fourth, to all the blessed central families who have helped me financially and spiritually, locally and internationally also, especially in the last area in Cebu and Region 2 and in IPRC and now in Antipolo. And fourth, active rather, fifth is I'm so grateful and thankful also to all the trials and difficulties in my life. Even though sometimes I may cry internally and sometimes I struggle, but I'm so grateful because that makes me stronger and really having more strength to fight more and on and on. Six, to all I'm so grateful to all the members that I have met and also nakasama in the frontline mission because they have really helped me also grow and all those difficulties, happiness, and struggles that we face in the mission, frontline mission. We really enjoy it, and I still remember a lot of experiences that makes me smile every day. Then seven, I'm so grateful to the right now Shia family who have really contributed a lot of things in my present life, and even still like we are really still. I can still feel like we are still family, even though we have a lot of differences in cultures and beliefs, even in dialect, but still I can really feel that we are really one family under one roof. Then eight, I'm so grateful to my biological family, even though in the first I think 5 years or yeah 5 years, they are really like my enemy, but as this time they are the one who really supported me and really inspired me. Even though my father physically went to spirit world last July, but I still feel that he's here and also always guiding me and really comforting me. And to number nine, I am so grateful to my siblings, especially my third sibling, my brother, younger brother, who have really standed as a breadwinner to my family in my if I'm not in home because even though my siblings is far from me, but I am so grateful because I can really see how they develop themselves and how they grow also. Then lastly, 10, I am so grateful and thankful, of course, to myself because I'm still here, even though a lot of struggles and difficulties that I have faced for how many years in a movement, in my physical life, uh, still I didn't give up. I didn't really surrender, and I am still preparing myself to go on, to fight and really receive the blessing of our beloved true parents. So thanks so much for this opportunity to share my 10 points of gratitude to all of my brothers and sisters, to all the leaders, and to all the spirit into the spirit world. Thank you so much, and may God bless us all.
Wow, thank you so much, Kuya Bob. Those are positive words to hear this morning. I think it's one of the few, you are one of the few people that I hear that they are grateful that they exist and they are a rich mother. Thank you, Kuya Bob. And to share her God-given gifts, may our hearts melt with her angelic voice. So let's welcome our dear Eunice Han Bastol for her sharing of her talent. He is a second generation from Bicol and also a grade 5 pupil of Sunwa International Academy. So let's give her a round of applause.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can live this moment and set up a dream in me. Getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you sharing this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine, these thousand spotlights, all the stars are still in the night sky, never be enough, never be enough. Down goes still to let his uncle hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me. All the shine, these thousand spotlights, all the stars are still in the night sky, never be enough, never be enough. Down of gold is still so little. He's there for all the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never.
you so much, dear Eunice. Wow, it's a great performance. I can see that you have melted everyone's heart. I can see their bright smiles. Thank you. So at this point, I am very honored to welcome this person. I can testify how hardworking and dedicated he is to lead our nation. Despite that, he just recovered from COVID-19, but he is with us this morning to give us a great start with his guidance from our true parents. So let us all welcome our very own national leader, Reverend Dr. Leo Angelo Halog.
Thank you very much, our Sister Christine. I would like to greet first our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning to our beloved Heavenly Parents and True Parents. To all our beloved leaders, our Tita Turisha and Dr. Kitel who are joining us, and all our Chongo families, beloved brothers and sisters. Good morning to all of you. Thank you very much for joining again our morning devotion. I really appreciate also our Sanhua International Academy for hosting today's morning devotion. Yeah, it was truly inspiring, the song that was offered by our sister Eunice. So she's very young, right? Really, everybody is really inspired with that very beautiful song, and also the meaning is very, very good. Yesterday we had just celebrated the victory celebration. Of course, a lot of breakthroughs and victory, but today, this morning, we were reminded never enough, right? Until God's will is fulfilled, until Heavenly Parents' dream can be realized on earth. So, based on that victory that we had yesterday, we have to work harder because never enough, right? So, we have to really fulfill the will of our Heavenly Parent, especially during this time that True Mother is with us. Also, I really appreciate the 10 points of gratitude of our brother Bob. Yeah, I know him also personally, and how much also he's really doing his best to bring joy and happiness to Heavenly Parents and True Parents despite the difficulties. Yeah, thank you so much, beloved brothers and sisters. So this morning I will going to continue my sharing from Chun Sung Gyong. Today I would like to share this topic entitled The Providential Person Who Moves Heavenly Fortune. So let's study through Father's words. So Father said, the way of the wheel is one. The way of the wheel is one. The wheel moves in one direction, not two. There is only one place where the wheel can settle. Look at the people living on earth today. They each take a direction in life based on their own will as they determine it to be. Everyone chooses differently and goes in a different direction. Following their own volition, they pursue various avenues to success and places to settle. So, Father is reminding us again that really the way of the wheel is only one. That's why people needs to know, people needs to understand which direction we have to go, right? So Father is telling us that, you look at our society, look at, how people are living their lives today. They each take a direction in life based on their own will as they determine it to be. Everyone chooses differently and goes in a different direction. Following their own volition, they pursue various avenues to success and places to settle. So people are just thinking for their own success. They try to find the best way for them in accordance to their own desire and their own will. So if people continue to live life like this, how can God's will be realized? Right? So people are just, trying to live happy on their own way, but actually people are unhappy. That's the reality. So we have to find the way where God wanted us to go. This is the most important thing, right? So that's why God's will, there's only one way, there's only one direction. This is what Father is telling us today. Father said, God will fulfill the will by all means. God's original will at the time of creation was for God and human beings to live in harmony, in one love, and centered on the one will. All of heaven and earth were to live in the joyous reality of His love, and with His love at the center of their lives, they were to live as one. Yet, due to the fall of Adam and Eve, God's love remained as only His love. That is, God's love was supposed to create relationships with and among human beings. But being unable to forge those relationships, it departed from them and from the entire world of creation. Hence, the ideal that God envisioned in the beginning remains unfulfilled. The love that He hoped for remains unrealized as well. Nevertheless, God will fulfill the will by all means. That is the reason God has led providence for 6,000 years and continues leading it to this day. So no matter what, Father said, even though people are trying to pursue their own desire based on their own volition, that's what Father was said. But despite this situation, God is really working for thousands of years, right? So no matter what, God will fulfill the will by all means. How many people God have called to guide, people? God called Moses to guide 600,000 Israelites, right? So that these people can be able to follow what God wanted. They can be able to really set up what God dreamed and really complete, the providence. We can restore what was lost because of the fall of our first human ancestors. Many chosen people, many central figures were called by God, right? But despite despite the failure, still God never stopped. So that's why no matter what, right? Heavenly parents are going to realize His original ideal. So God's original will at the time of creation was for God and human beings to live in harmony, in one love, and centered on the one will. So this is really God's desire. God wanted to create a relationship with human beings. So as His children and God as our parent. So this is actually the center of the universe, the parent-child relationship. This is God's original desire, right? But because of the fall, what happens? So this dream of heavenly parent, this original desire was not realized. So Father said all of heaven and earth were to live in the joyous reality of His love, and with His love at the center of their lives, they were to live as one. So this is really God is longing for, that God and human beings one day can become completely one. Aju, that's why God is working continuously. Suffering, actually, He suffered for thousands of years. Right? So He sent, finally, after 4,000 years, He could send Jesus on earth. But what happens? Jesus was killed. People couldn't receive Him. And then, with that failure, then Heavenly Parent needs to wait for another 2,000 years. And then finally, true parents could come. In 1960, true parents could emerge. Right? So the providence has advanced. Jesus couldn't marry. But finally, in 1960, true parents could stand in the position as true parents. And already, true parents have accomplished their mission. Really, the providence has advanced so much. Right? So we are now in the final stage, in the completion already. Right? That's why True Mother determined in her lifetime. She wanted to complete everything. So through True Mother and through all of us now, members of the Heavenly Parents Holy Community, we are actually the final right now that God is working with. Right? So that's why God's will should be realized through us no matter what. Right? No matter what, we have to realize. So each one of us is playing a very important role. How important we are, right? To advance the providence and to be able to truly bring all people in Heavenly Parents Holy Community so that they can attend Heavenly Parent, they can attend True Parents, they can attend our beloved True Mother, the only begotten daughter. Aju, that's why no matter what, by all means, Father said, Heavenly Parents will fulfill His will. Aju. So, this is important. Father said, you are the ones who have to carry out the final remaining mission. So you are the ones who have to carry out the final remaining adventurous mission on the level of the universe at the conclusion of 6,000 years of history. Since this is universe level mission, in order to meet it, you must also be on the level of the universe. You must be courageous and filled with inner determination to carry out this mission. If your life of faith falls short of what is needed for God's will, what will happen? Up to the present, God's history progressed when individuals took a bold course that transcended ordinary reality. So really we have to understand the role, our mission that we are carrying this time. No one, we cannot wait for anybody anymore. We are really the final people who will going to realize God's dream. Right? So a father said, you are the ones so to carry out the final remaining mission. So what do we need to do? So sabi ni Father dito, since this mission is on the level of the universe, world level, cosmic level actually. So tayo rin, sabi ni Father, since this is a universe level mission, in order to meet it, you must also be on the level of the universe. So tayo rin, we have to elevate our understanding. We cannot just, live for our own self, for our own families. Minimum is actually tribal level. But in order to accomplish that, we need to have the same mindset with our heavenly parents, with our true parents. Right? So if we just think, when you wanted to build good, ideal family, you cannot just think on the family level. When you wanted to establish an ideal nation, you cannot just think of your own nation. Right? You have to think higher in order to accomplish that. Aju? So, Father is reminding us that if as we are really the ones to carry out this mission, which is in the level of the universe, sabi ni Father, tayo rin daw, we have to elevate our mind, our thinking, our determination. Right? Father said, you must be courageous and filled with inner determination to carry out this mission. As we remember, the faithful believers in the time of Jesus. Right? Of course, when Jesus was alive, they couldn't really, do that. But after Jesus has passed away, can you imagine the disciples of Jesus? Right? The people who started to believe in Jesus, how much they spread Christianity, how much persecution actually they have gone through, but they overcame everything. How courageous they were during that time. How much more us, tayo po ngayon, living in the time of true parents. What kind of determination we have to show this time in order for us to really bring about God's dream. Sabi ni Father dito, if your life of faith falls short of what is needed for God's will, what will happen? Up to the present, God's history progressed when individuals took a bold course that transcended ordinary reality. That's why, as chosen people in this final time, right? We cannot live just ordinary life. Sabi ni Father dito, God's providence only progressed when individuals took a bold course that transcended ordinary reality. So, what is God's expectation from us as people, living together with our beloved true mother? The chosen people. We are really we're chosen. We're the chosen people in this final time to complete the providence. Ano kaya ang expectation ni Heavenly Parents sa atin? What is God's expectation from us? So what should be our determination? How bold we should live our life? Testifying about our beloved true parents. Sabi sa Biblia, the ones who will going to come, how to determine if he is the right person based on the work he is doing and he has done. So, the work of our beloved true parents, no one on earth could do. During this quarantine, some people are calling I think from Jehovah sila, they're calling one by one, ganyan, and then, they are teaching about the Bible. So, this group, this is from Tanay because maybe they have some numbers doon sa Tanay because I live in IPLC for around 7 years in Tanay. So, meron akong contact sa kanila. So, they are calling me. So, 2 times they called me. The second time they called me. So, they're talking about the Bible. And then second time when they called me, so I talk about true parents. So, I told them already the second coming has come. Jesus supposed to marry. I told them, so because they're just teaching about the Bible, so I told them, I encouraged them to study more, right? To study more the teachings now of true parents. So I realized this is a great opportunity. So that's why despite the situation now, actually, even many religions are continuously witnessing. So we have to tell them. So we have to be bold about our faith, right? True mother is the only begotten daughter. They need to know this. So I determined that day. So instead of him, talking to me about the Bible, so I shared with him. So now I could get the contact of this person in Messenger. So during our event also at PCLC, I'm sharing him. But because this Jehovah, they're also very busy witnessing, right? But anyway, what's important, I told him, Jesus supposed to marry. I told him, Jesus needs to build a family, right? And then based on that family, all people can be connected. That's why Jesus said, I am the only way, the truth, and the life. So no one goes to the Father except through me. So that's why I told them, true parents came already. Jesus came back. And actually, true Father already went to the spiritual world. So I really testified and told them and encouraged them to study. So I'm thinking to send them a book of true parents, also for them to study. Really, now, our mission, we have to really understand our responsibility that we need to do. This is now the time. Iba na po yung witnessing ngayon. Hindi katulad dati na yung dati po, binibitin natin ang mga tao to tell them about true parents, the second coming. Ngayon, iba na. We have to tell them and encourage them to study. But we have to tell them immediately and then tell them what is the accomplishment of our beloved true parents that no one on earth could do. Right? So without getting out from our box and really, be bold and show this our determination, how can we realize God's kingdom on earth? How can people receive true parents? How can people understand who true parents who have worked beyond, imagination and accomplish this amazing foundation, bringing about all people from different religions, from the government in many nations, government and, the church is separate. But true parents is bringing them together, all people from different walks of life, all leaders of the society. Only true parents could do this. No one else on earth. Right? That's why we have to understand and then we have to elevate our understanding and we have to show our faith. We have to be bold, sabi ni Father. You must be courageous and filled with inner determination to carry out this mission. So only courageous people succeed, like Joshua. Right? So that's why tayo po ngayon, we are the chosen people. We have to live life like this. Aju, this is the only way. Father said, you must set a standard of boldness that transcends ordinary reality. Hence, you too must go through the gate of an adventurous universal level course. Only then can you uphold the flag of final victory, sing Hosanna in front of God, and stand in the position of His brides before the entire universe. If you are to become God's princess and princesses, you must overcome all conditions without stumbling and weather any circumstances, even persecution or ridicule. You must set a standard of boldness that transcends ordinary reality. As people that was called by God, we cannot just live simply an ordinary life. Right? So of course, we have to be humble all the time. But, in terms of our faith, we cannot just live life of ordinary believer. Right? We have to really understand, really, God called me. That's why, as other religions now also are witnessing continuously, the more we have to do. That's why now we understood already very clear our 5%, already very clear that we have to establish a heavenly tribe, right? So our King tribe we are doing, and then after that also our evil tribe. That's for 430 generations we have to bless, and then that is just the beginning. Actually, we have to educate them. Originally, yung blessing na-receive ng mga Chonbo, yung nag-join kami ng registration blessing, originally together with our 430 couples. And can you imagine that standard? Still, we are very far. Kahit na Chonbo na po tayo, still, never enough. Right? We have to really work harder. Can you imagine that standard sana? According to Kuya Jimmy during their meeting sa international headquarters, dapat yung blessing ng registration together with our 430 couples, not only us. Can you imagine? We have to really bring actually our 430 couples. Really, they live their faith also of really attending our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So, from this time, until 2027, still a lot of work needs to be done. Kahit na chonbo na po tayo. Already, we are God's direct dominion, but still a lot of things needs to be done. Until the time, at least, when we attend true parents, not only us, our entire tribe, we have to attend true parents. We have to present our beloved true mother. Our 430 couples substantially attending heaven, living the same way of life. Aju, still, we are far. That's why never enough. Right? So we have to set standard of boldness that transcends ordinary realities of the Father. Aju, that we can sing Hosanna, Father, in front of God after we accomplish our mission. Right? Of course, because of true parents, then we could become chonbo. Can you imagine? We can really true and really true channel book citizen because of true parents, not because of us. Sabi nga ni President Hori yesterday during the victory celebration, yeah, sometimes we are thinking really we work hard. Yeah, it's true, we work very hard. But actually, 95% has already done, have been done already, have been accomplished by our Heavenly Parent. What we are doing is only 5%. Right? Only 5% what we're doing. Already 95% was accomplished. Aju? That's why, lalo na po ngayon, in this era where we are living in, konting effort lang natin, with our heart and putting everything there, already, miracle can take place. Can you imagine the foundation of our true parents already? How much true fathers working in the spiritual world? Yogenim, Hunginim, Damonim. As we are working on earth, we cannot, we do not know sometimes how the spiritual world is working. If we just allow ourselves to be used, miracles, tremendous miracles can take place. But it is not only because of our effort, right? Because of our true parents, because of the Heavenly Parent, and because of the work of the spiritual world that is beyond imagination. So, ang kailangan na lang natin gawin, we have to be bold, we have to stand up, we have to show to the world, we have to testify boldly, right? And overcome any difficulties. Father said, if you are to become God's princess and princesses, you must overcome all conditions without stumbling, and whether any circumstances, even persecution or ridicule. So, we have to stand firm. Cannot be swayed by any situations. Right? Hindi kapag nagkaroon ng difficulties, then we started to find another way. That's why many of our brothers and sisters, they lost their way. Kasi nga, they couldn't stand firm. When difficulties comes, they start to doubt. So that's why sabi ni Father dito, you must overcome all conditions without stumbling. And whether any circumstances, even persecution or ridicule. So we must set this kind of standard of boldness that transcends ordinary reality. This is what God is reminding us today. Aju? So Father said, this is the standard you need to set in your daily life. You must attend the Lord in the manner that gives Him the maximum freedom, the greatest glory, and the greatest joy. In order to do this, you must make every effort to free the Lord from all the conditions throughout history that permit Satan to accuse Him. If you become this kind of person, then when you call Father, God will come to you. He will come even before you call Him. This is the standard you need to set in your daily life. God is looking for one person whose character reflects His universal love. A person whose character has such value that he can stand in the position of Jesus and stand in the position to represent history. Jesus wants him to then gather people of like nature and recover the nation, the world, and all of heaven and earth. This is God's desire. Kaya nga po tayo unang-una, sabi rin ni President Hori yesterday, this is now the time for us to show first, starting from us. Of course, we have this great victory through this PCLC, but unang-una tayo po, we have to show, we have to be different, we have to really change. Actually, we have to show, unang-una, how to live our life. Kaya nga, sabi ni Father dito, this is the standard you need to set in your daily life. So, based on true parents, we have to really resemble true parents in our daily life. Adyo, kaya nga tayo po ngayon, we are already Heavenly Parents Holy Community. Tayo po mga blessed families, Chongbo families. So we have to really show what is the family. When people see us, we have to be different. And then just the fact that makita lang tayo ng mga tao, ma-inspire na sila. Right? As we are living in this Heavenly Parents Holy Community. So we have to really change actually our ways. We have to really set the standard where we can truly bring, really the greatest glory and honor our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Sabi ni Father dito, you must attend the Lord in the manner that gives Him the maximum freedom, the greatest glory, and the greatest joy. In order to do this, you must make every effort to free the Lord from all the conditions throughout history that permit Satan to accuse Him. So, how much really we have to live, a standard way of life as what true parents have taught us. True parents' life is the model. Kaya tayo rin po lahat as the central families, Chongbo families, brothers and sisters, we have to really resemble. Kaya nga po, we need to become like true father, like true mother. This kind of standard who have, given their life to really liberate our Heavenly Parent. That, sabi ni Father dito, if you become this kind of person, then when you call Father, God will come to you even before you call Him. So, how much really Heavenly Parents can be inspired and be comforted if we live this kind of life. Like Heavenly Parents will always be with us. Father said, God is looking for one person whose character reflects His universal love. A person whose character has such value that he can stand in the position of Jesus and stand in the position to represent history. So Jesus wants him to then gather people of like nature and recover the nation, the world, and all of heaven and earth. So this is God's desire. So that's why we are witnessing to people, right? Like nature, sabi ni Father dito, like nature yung kapareho. So that's why we are educating people so that they will going to understand, and then they will change also their character, their life. Then they will become the same. And then we can come together and live in Heavenly Parents Holy Community and attend our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Aju? So Father said, God continues to lead, to inspire people to respond to His providence. So the reason God continues to lead providential history, even repeating it, is to inspire people to respond to His providence. Only in this way can He stand in front of humankind as the God of the ideal. Yet to human beings who live in the realm of Satan, God appears as the fearful God of judgment. To attend God as the God of the ideal, we must be able to experience the grief that was caused Him by the human fall. We must be able to establish a relationship in which we can abide with Him in His grief. Otherwise, God cannot appear to us as the God of the ideal and cannot appear to us as the Lord of the ideal of creation. On the way to attend the God of the ideal, our path requires that we fight the evil forces that constantly try to block us. This is the path of the restoration through indemnity that is required of fallen human beings. So, Heavenly Parents have been working continuously. Sabi ni Father, what is the reason why God is leading us continuously? To inspire people to respond to His providence. Right? So, only in this way can He stand in front of humankind as the God of the ideal. Yet, to human beings who live in the realm of Satan, God appears as the fearful God of judgment. So, this is how God appeared to human beings, especially during that time, right? In the early times. So, sabi ni Father, this is important point. Sabi niya, to attend God as the God of the ideal, not as the God of judgment, we must be able to experience the grief that was caused Him by the human fall. We must be able to establish a relationship in which we can abide with Him in His grief. Kaya nga po, even through Father, when we study and learn through Father's life, Father first understood God's heart, especially the grief because of the fall. Kaya nga tayo rin po, we cannot really be happy immediately. Right? We cannot just live, katulad ng pagkaintindi po ng mga tao kay God this time. That God is just sitting on the throne, God is, living a comfortable, situation. Not that. So, sabi ni Father, in order for us to really attend God as the God of the ideal, unang-una, each one of us needs to experience the grief. We need to understand God's heart, especially His heart, God has different, situation of heart at the time of creation, at the time of the fall, the time of restoration. We need to understand this God's heart, and especially God's heart after Adam and Eve fell. Can you imagine? Kaya nga si Father, why true Father and our true Mother could be able to sacrifice everything, even their life, because they understood God's heart. So because of that, they could attend God as the heavenly parent through understanding God's grief. Kaya nga mga tao ngayon, all other religions, if they only look at God as, God living in a comfortable situation, they cannot truly attend God as the heavenly parent. Right? So they need to understand God's heart. Kaya nga, without understanding God's original purpose, what is the reason why God created? And then, with that kind of excitement when God is creating human beings, and then suddenly, Adam and Eve fell. Can you imagine what kind of heart? When you are very excited of something, wow, you're excited, right? And then, once something happened, can you imagine the disappointment that you will going to experience from this level? Immediately, like, immediately na parang nawala, nag-collapse sa lahat yung hope natin. Can you imagine that kind of heart of heavenly parent when Adam and Eve fell? Kaya nga, we need to understand this kind of heart, sabi ni Father, in order for us to attend the God of ideal. So, meaning, in order for us to attend God as our heavenly parent, we have to understand His heart, especially His grief when Adam and Eve fell. So, God has been working continuously to inspire people to respond in the providence. So, here we are now. Right? Through our two parents, we responded. But how we should live our life, this is important. Kaya nga sabi ni Father today, we have to set standards sa buhay natin. We have to be bold, going beyond the ordinary reality. Kaya nga po, hindi lang po tayo dapat, we cannot just live ordinary life as people living in this time with our beloved two parents. Our true mother is the one is still in the front line of front line. Dapat tayo po, we have to take that burden. That's why no matter what, we have to really support true mother, unite with true mother, and really carry the burden. And each one of us, we have to fulfill our 5% portion of responsibility. Everything is already very clear. You have to think higher. Sabi ni Father kanina, this mission is in the level of the universe. That's why you cannot just think of having, you can support your family, maayos yung pamilya mo. We cannot just think like this as chosen people. Basta maayos na lang yung pamilya natin, okay na. We cannot live life like this. We have to level up to the level of the universe. We have to really think how God thinks, how true parent thinks. That's why never enough until God's will be realized. That's why never enough. Even though we have that victory of PCLC, that is just a sign that we need to work harder. We have to harvest that fruit, the fruit of that foundation. That's why until the day that heavenly parents' dream can be realized, we can never rest. We cannot be satisfied just having, we can give to our family. We can, give good life to our own families. Because until this time, that's why yesterday I'm reflecting. We are very happy. We are celebrating victory. But what is heavenly parents? What is heavenly parents' heart? What is God's heart? This is just, they are thinking about the completion all the time to parents. That's why whatever victory, this is just steps going to the completion of God's original dream. So for me, that's why yesterday I'm really reflecting, really thinking, what is God thinking this time? Right? Of course, God is happy, but still, can you imagine God's heart of always longing to see that His ideal will be realized, always in the heart of a heavenly parent, in the heart of true parents, our true mother. That's why, true mother, she wanted to complete everything in her lifetime. She don't want to leave anything unsettled on earth. Right? Can you imagine this kind of heart? That's why we have to always elevate. We cannot be satisfied with what we have accomplished this time. Kahit na chonbo na po tayo. Actually, these are just, blessing that was given to us by God to inspire us continuously so that we can work harder. So that in the shortest possible time, we can complete the providence. That's why we cannot miss the second 7-year course of True Mother until 2027. This is what we are called for. to support true mother and really complete the providence together. Aju, that's why we have to stand firm with our faith. We have to be bold like Joshua. Aju, this is the only time, this is the only thing that can really bring about completion in the providence. Aju, that's why all of us, Chandu families, Blasangkang families, brothers and sisters, we have to really be bold, courageous, and really tell the world, right, about our beloved true parents, about the providence of God, and God's heart, God's desire. Aju, and then as we come together in this Heavenly Parents Holy Community and expand, and then one day we can truly realize God's dream. We can truly establish God's kingdom on earth. Aju, that's why no matter what, despite the difficulties that we are experiencing, God wanted us to stand firm and to really be bold. Aju, so we are the ones. We have to remember this. Already true parents even have accomplished their mission. Tayo na po talaga. Everything is in our hand. Aju, so no matter what, as God is also doing all the ways to realize His dream and really accomplish His dream. That's why we have to allow our Heavenly Parent to use all of us completely by fulfilling our responsibility. And then finally, we can truly realize one family under God, Heavenly Parents, one big family, that all people can attend Heavenly Parent as God's sons and daughters. Aju, Aju. So with this, let us really offer our gratitude once again for Heavenly Parents and true parents. Thank you very much. All beloved brothers and sisters, may Heavenly Parents' love and blessings be always upon you. So let's also pray for brothers and sisters who are really suffering, really from difficulties, also from COVID-19. We have some brothers and sisters who are, until this time, are going through. So let's really pray for everyone's safety and good health. Thank you so much, and have a great day today.
Thank you so much, Sir L.A., for your wonderful message. You've always been a great channel for us to truly understand the message and heart of our true parents deeply. So this message this morning hit me heavily to set a standard in our hearts every day. So every time we face difficulties, we shake. That's why we must be here with our true parents, so that this day will really come, that we can set the absolute standard in our hearts to fully realize God's greatest desire, and our hard work every day is never enough. Thank you so much once again, Sir L.A. Sir L.A. deserves another round of applause. Thank you, sir. To move on, this Hunduke COVID-19 version has given us the chance and opportunity to listen to the hearts of our brothers and sisters, given the distance. So before I proceed on my list, is there anyone from the Zoom who wants to volunteer and give their reflection? We are very open to listen to your hearts. So anyone, you may raise your hands. So I think there is none. Okay, so wala na talaga. So I think there is none. So I will now proceed in my list. So I will call two of our Sunwa International Academy personnel. First up, please help me to welcome Miss Christine Libres. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning to all our leaders for kayo ang panalo for yes, good morning to everyone. Yes, I'm so thankful and grateful for this opportunity to give a reflection once again. So
Sorry, Tin. Sorry, Tin. We cannot clearly hear your voice. So maybe make some adjustments with your microphone.
naririnig na. Okay na po.
Okay, give it a try.
Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning to all our leaders from all around the region of the Philippines. So now I will give my reflection and share my heart to for what I have learned from this reading. So it is my pleasure, and I'm so thankful and grateful for this opportunity to give a reflection once again. So yes, the will, the way of the wheel is one, and the wheel moves in one direction. So what I have realized in this reading is um, there are so many people like our two parents, our true father really invested a lot, and he really gave his heart to this kind of mission like our heavenly parents give to like heavenly parents give that mission to our heavenly father and our true parents. And and as of this time, yes, we as unification member, we already um, understand this purpose, like we understand already this mission, and yet there are so many people that we need to witness, and we need to give love and give life to that people, because they need also to know and to understand the will of God. So yes, people nowadays take direction life based on their own life and determination. Like uh, they don't know what is their purpose of their lives. I think maybe because they're just living within their life centered, like life centered life. Yes, and everyone chooses differently and goes in different direction because they don't know their purpose of their lives. So even as a unification member, we overcome so many challenges, and we overcome different situation, like difficult situation. But it depends on in ourselves and how we are going to handle in our life, as we know already the principle, and as we know already the divine principle, and even we meet true parents in person. But it is in our, we must set our standard. Yes, we must set our standard to fulfill, how to fulfill our responsibility, and how to give love and happiness to our heavenly parents and true parents. So as we all know, our true parents really overcome a lot, like so difficult situation from 6,000 years. They are really exerted like their, even their life, they sacrifice their life for the sake of the mission, like for the sake of the providence. Yes, it is not in our life, as we know already the principle. It's not, I know it's not that kind of easy. Like it's very difficult also to handle and manage our time and to handle our life. And yet there is also Satan is always there. Like Satan always give like temptation, and Satan always give us the thing that um, yung ano ba, laging um, nagbibigay ng mga problems. Like they can always give us the problems that we can solve it uh, within our determination, like through our strong determination and conviction to do our responsibility. As long as we are always centered to our heavenly parents and true parents, as long as we are strong enough to face that problems and difficult situation, we can overcome all these things. So yes, we need to, as of now, I have realized in this topic that as our national leader shared to us, that need to we need to witness people outside, like we need to give life to that to those people who doesn't know yet the principle, and for all the young people that don't know yet the purpose of their lives, because maybe that is the way also that they can set their standard, and they can set their determination to the will of God, like this one. So yes, in conclusion, blessing is the very blessing is the solution. Like blessing is the most important thing that we can offer to our heavenly parents and true parents. And we can give love, we can give back the love that our true parents give to us. Like this is the only thing that we can give to our heavenly parents and true parents. We can give love and happiness to our heavenly parents and true parents, as well as to our brothers and sisters and our leaders. Yes, and also uh, we we must, like, in order for us to uphold the flag of victory, so we must overcome all the uh, condition, like without stumbling and without complaining, and even whether the circumstances, all the circumstances that we face in our life, like along the way we will face so many challenges and so many difficult situations. But in order for us to uphold the flag of victory, in order for us to be success, so we must overcome all those things. And also, um, yes, because God invested a lot, and true father invested a lot, and to inspire people to do their, to respond with the providence, to respond, like doing our responsibility, our portion of responsibility. So that is the most important thing that we can do. Even the basic things, we need to fulfill it, like uh yes. And also doing our responsibility. I know it's not easy. Like there are so many challenges in our life, but as long as we are connected and we are always centered to our heavenly parents and true friends, and always connect to our central figure, and then nothing will happen to us, and God will always protect and guide us in our way. So in my life as a, even I graduated in IPLC, like IPLC has the highest standard. Like you, we already we overcome so many challenges and problems in IPLC. Like we are self-supporting student. Like we overcome so many challenges in IPLC, but those trainings is not enough. Like we need to do more for our for the providence, and to do more for our heavenly parents and true parents. And as of now, I'm working and doing mission in Sunwa International Academy as a registrar, and I am so thankful and grateful because God gave me this kind of work. Like I can set my standard to centering on God and true parents. So as I always promise to our heavenly parents and true parents, I will do my best, and I will be victorious always, and I will join the blessing, and um I will do the, like something like this kind of thing that we need to offer to our heavenly parents and true parents, and it can make them happy. This is the thing that our beloved true parents can make happy, that we can give happiness to our heavenly parents and true parents. So no matter what happened and whatever difficult situations, so we must overcome it, and uh, let's uh, let's share the words from our true parents, from all the people that they don't know anything, like they don't know even the purpose of their lives. So that's why they are following their direction, like they are following their life-centered, like self-centeredness, like this one, because they don't know their purpose of their life. So that's why witnessing is very important, also to give life to the people, to give life to the young people who doesn't know yet the principle. And maybe that's all I can share this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Christine. Wow. So we've been together in IPLC in the training, and even now in Sunwa, I can always see her burning spirit to join the blessing. So thank you, Christine, for your unchanging heart towards the blessing. Okay, so next up, another personnel from Sunwa International Academy. So please help me to welcome May ID Buwan. Welcome.
First of all, would like to greet good morning, Heavenly Parents. Good morning, Dr. and Mrs. Kital. Good morning to our National Leader, Dr. Reverend Leo Angelo Tihalog. Good morning to all the blessed families and to all our brothers and sisters, and to my handsome spouse, good morning. So for my reflection, many times we heard from the Christians that if it is the will of God, and then it will happen. But many people, many Christians didn't know what is really the will of God. So then from our true parents' words, it's very inspiring that we hear the guidance of our national leader, and it says that God's original will at the time of creation was for God and human beings to live in harmony. As we all know, originally Adam and Eve was the very person to fulfill the will of God. But because of the fall, the will of God was not fulfilled. This is the 6,000 years suffering of God. And this is the pain of heart for that years, but for so long years. And that God tears flow for that 6,000 years, waiting and waiting and waiting for those person that can help to return the original position of our heavenly parent. So many central figures came in our history, trying to indemnify and fulfill the will of God. But many times, God's heart was broken. But because of the coming of our true parents, this is the victory of God and the first time that God become happy. But God is still waiting that many true parents was born through all the blessed families, and that will take responsibility. If we will become the blessed families who will represent our true parents, then victory will come on our way. And if we will fulfill our responsibility and only to receive the blessing, not only to receive the blessing, but to make all the people also receive the blessing, and that we can spread it to all the people all around the world. And that's why I realized that there's no need to struggle, because true parents, the Messiah, is already here in the physical world and guiding us directly. That our true mother, even though true mother is already old and physically very difficult for her to uh, work for the providence, but still we can see true mother, that we can really feel the heart of our true parents, our true mother, and that's the heart also of heavenly parent, that loving unconditionally all his children to really become connected once again. And also, true parents prepare everything for us. True parents indemnify everything for us to become the blessed families, to receive the blessing, not that no need to experience what the Christians from the very long time ago, that they suffered, and Christians really indemnify the sins of those people that not accept Jesus Christ at that time. But true parents is already here for us, and this is the time for us to realize how precious this time that we are living together with our true parents, breathing the same air with our true parents, our true mother here in the physical world, and true father in the spirit world is really doing their best for us to really become also like true parents, even though it's very hard. But if we really understand the heart of heavenly parent, that what is the purpose of our life, and then we can realize that our life is really going to one direction, what our national leader said, not two direction, but whatever work we have, but still we need to connect it to the providence, the providence to fulfill the will of our heavenly parent, to make this world become one family under God. And now, so that's why my determination is to offer now my whole life together with my precious spouse to fulfill the dream of heavenly parents and true parents, that we can build ideal family in the future, and then that we can become blessed family, not to make ourselves happy, but to give happiness to also all the people, to make them blessed families, not only all the members, and also not on then I determine also, even though it's very hard to say this, and I know that I'm not worthy because I'm still in the process of growing together with my spouse. But we determine to liberate our ancestors, not only to liberate our own ancestors, but this is what I put in my heart, that when I heard true parents said that true parents is the last person who will go in heaven with God, but true parents will stay in hell and then help all the people in hell to be liberated, and until hell removed in spirit world. And that's what I'm always ask to my spouse, that are you willing to be with me in hell? Because that's my determination. If I will go to spirit world, I'm preparing myself to go in hell to help true parents to liberate all the people, that no one, one will left behind, even one person in hell, so that all the people, that all of us become happy, that our heavenly parent become really totally become happy, because if all the people become connected to heavenly parent here in the physical world, that we can witness that true parents is already here, and also in hell, that all the people is that already know true parents, and we can connect them to true parents, then our true parents become liberated and our heavenly parents become liberated. So that's why, even though it's very hard to pledge, but that's our determination in my heart, that I want also to make heavenly parents, true parents happy, and my goal, our goal with my spouse, to become also chombo couples before 2027. And then until that time, not only 2027, but in our whole life, that to fulfill the will of our heavenly parent and true parents. So let's do it together, because it's really amazing that we will do it together with our true mother, our heavenly parent and true parents is always with us. So no worry at all, because they are the one who will help us. If it is God's will, then it will happen. It's a matter of our portion of responsibility. If we will do it now, then the will of God will fulfill this time, while our true mother is here living with us. So thank you so much, friend. That's my reflection and realization. And I'm very grateful every day to true parents and to all our leaders for the unconditional love. So even though we are not really worthy, but we will do our best to make ourselves worthy of the blessing that we receive from true parents. So thank you so much.
Wow, what a very big heart, teacher. May ID. I can see the teary eyes of our leaders hearing your reflection. That word, overcoming my whole life, is such a scary and beautiful at the same time. And going to hell with your spouse is like true parents spirit. Thank you so much, teacher ID. Miss Christine and Teacher May ID deserves another round of applause. Thank you so much for your great sharing. And I can see our Tita Teresita Kitel is raising her hands. Maybe let's give her time to share as well. Let's welcome our Mrs. Teresita Kitel.
Good morning, Reverend Dr. Leah Angela Harlock, and all leaders and blessed families and brothers and sisters. I just want to read one very beautiful message that was put in the chat by Grandpa Bill. He said, because maybe some people are not reading this, so I feel everybody should know that. So Grandpa Bill says, sometimes I love being sad, and I asked God why. And this is what Heavenly Parent replied. You know, son, it is just natural because you love being close to my heart. It is because you understand the pain that I have been going through since the fall happened. It is sad, yes, it is sad, but I got used to it, for I know someday my long-lost beloved children will come back to me. And Heavenly Parent told me further, son, please tell your brothers and sisters to do witnessing. Tell them that there is not enough witnessing. So I think I also want to witness, especially to Christian leaders now. And we still can get signatures for the resolution of the Christians, and there will be prayer breakfast also where we can invite them. So there are many opportunities to witness. Thank you so much. That's all I want to share. Thank you for your beautiful sermon and also reflections today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tita, thank you. And thank you also, Grandpa Bill, for sharing that powerful thoughts from our True Parents messages. And yes, there's not enough time before 2027, and let's do our best because it is never enough. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining our Hunduket today. And before we end, let's give another round of applause to Sir L.A., to the ones who give their 10 points of gratitude, their reflection, and even those who joined me to hold this Hunduket this morning. So they deserve another round of applause. Thank you, and let's hear some announcement from our HQ. Let's welcome Ms. Yev Jenny Patulog.
Good morning to all our leaders, brothers and sisters. Here are the news and announcement. Tomorrow, October 10, 2021, all members around the world is invited to join the Grand Chanbo Festival hosted by FFWPU International. This is the final event to celebrate the commemoration of the 9th anniversary of the Holy Ascension of our beloved True Father. This ceremony is a historic event that marks the beginning of the Chanbo Providence, which was declared by True Parents. The program will start at 8 a.m. Manila time. To watch, an attendance link will be sent later to all church leaders. This coming October 23 and 24 is the 2021 Autumn Yajang Chanbo Great Works hosted by the Chanbo International. To register, please email us at hjcbfields@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page, HJ Chanbo Fields. The registration deadline is until October 12, 2021. I repeat, to register, please email us at hjcbfields@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page, HJ Chanbo Fields. The registration deadline is until October 12, 2021. From October 11 to 17, the National Education Department will have its 7-day Divine Principle Seminar with the theme, Raising Young People of Filial Heart. there is a registration fee of 210 pesos. And from October 11 to 22 is the 12-day Divine Principle Seminar with the theme Raising Owners of Vision 2027 with 400 registration fee. For inquiries, please contact Ms. Marvic Advincola. We want also to remind all blessed families and members about the Yojong offering. The purpose of this donation is to support the launching of the PCLC, and this is our offering to our beloved True Mother. For the donation amount, for blessed families, at least 2,100, and for individuals or single members, at least 700 pesos. You can send your donation until November 30, 2021. You may send your precious donations to the following bank account. For peso donation, you can send it to our PNB peso account. And for dollar donation, you can send it to our BPI dollar account. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Yeh, for the news and announcement. So to close our Hundike, may I invite Mr. Roberto Mendoza.
Let us pray. Chunjia Shin Hanal Komunim, Chunji and Champamonim, Kamsahamnida. We are so grateful, Heavenly Parent, for this day. You blessed us with the words that you shared through our national leader, our Dr. Alay Halong. We offer our gratitude that again we can be guided and be reminded of our responsibility, how we can support our true parents, especially the works that our true mother is doing, that all the breakthrough and the victories that we are having in the front line is just the manifestation how much our true parents have been working in the lives of our dedicated brothers and sisters. That this is expanding the scope, how much we would like our brothers and sisters all over the world, 7.8 billion people of the world, how we could testify to them about the greatness and the holiness of our true parents. That this has been the time that you have been waiting, that you could really proclaim the coming of your kingdom, the realization of channelhood. Heavenly Parent, I pray that in our individual levels, as you have entrusted us to raise up our tribe, to raise up our families, to raise up our Abel and Cain tribe, that we can purely represent you in the front line, that we can bring those prepared people that they could receive our true parents as well. Heavenly Parent, the victory of the Pacific Clergy Leadership Conference is a testament how much you have prepared this area in the Pacific for these Christian leaders to be brought to our true parents, and they themselves can testify on the works of our true parents and bringing these people back to your bosom. These are the most qualified people, having studied and learned about the Bible and the providence, being involved in the front line, raising up people's spirituality, Heavenly Father. And I pray that through this victory, we can build on and work together to testify more about true parents. Thank you, Heavenly Parent, and only gratitude that we can feel this morning. I would like to offer to you this prayer on behalf of my brothers and sisters. Imodan malsam chukbok chung singadyong Roberto Michelle Mendoza, iramaro paghago, arawet samnaida. June.
Let's offer our individual prayer. Drew. Good morning, everyone. Let's offer our morning greetings to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, dear leaders, brothers, and sisters. Have a great weekend, and thank you for joining our Hundige this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cavite. Morning.
Morning
Brothers
again.
and sisters.
You can open your microphone and greet your brothers and sisters from all over
Good
the
morning, brothers and
world.
sisters. Greetings
Thank
from
you.
Abroad.
But
So much po.
bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.